I believe one of the most important things parents can do for their children is to think through their parenting decisions daily, moment to moment. If I do this, what will be the consequences? If I do that, what will be the consequences? This is immensely important because you've got to think about what messages are you giving your child moment to moment. Because if you want to instill values of kindness, empathy, communication, things like that are not going to be taught through not meeting your children's needs. So there are many opportunities for decisions to be made during the day, and one big one is sleep. This is a hot topic for most parents because often children don't sleep as much as we'd like them to, and it can cause many problems for parents. They can feel exhausted. As a result of that, there have been many a book written on how to sleep train your children. Now, I'm not entirely against it. I have never done it, and I personally would never do it. I can see, though, that for some people it is necessary because of the lives that they're living. What I would urge you to do is, if you are going to go down this method, try and adopt as gentler approach and as soft an approach as you possibly can. Because ultimately you still want your child to feel loved, to feel cared for, to feel protected. And yes, they may not remember being sleep trained, but consciously, but unconsciously somewhere in their body, they will remember what what things have occurred to them at a very young age, even in the womb. So it's very important to think through decisions like sleep training or the no cry solution. I would personally, instead of listening to the advice of others, what I would personally do if you are new to this is actually feel it out yourself. Go with your gut instinct, with your intuition. Does this feel right? Is this something that I want to do? And if your gut says to you, yes, sleep training is the right thing for you, then do it. If your gut says not sleep training is the right thing for you, then do it. Because ultimately you and your baby are the experts, and you've got to be comfortable with both what you do and also the consequences of it. There are many, many examples in day-to-day parenting where you can think through the decisions that you're making. And it is so important to continually be doing this. It can help you to remain calm in situations where you just want to tear your hair out. You cannot believe you've just asked your child to put the cup down and they didn't, and it's shattered all over the floor, and you've got to clean up shards and shards of glass on a floor that you've just cleaned. You're just about to have friends over and your child completely messes up a room that you've just cleaned and tidied, ready for your friends. They draw on a wall where you don't want them to draw. There are so many examples of situations where you just simply want to tear your hair out. It's so frustrating being a parent of little children at some ages and stages, but it's also so beautiful, and you will miss the beauty in it all if you get caught up in the difficulty of the situation. Sometimes I just try and let it go. And most of the time I do. I just laugh it off because there's absolutely nothing I can do about it. And this little person is so tiny, and they don't mean to. It's a pure accident. And even if you've warned them and told them, they don't really understand what's occurred. They are so young and so vulnerable, and it's just important for them to feel safe and secure, and we can deal with the mess later. So I really urge you to think through each day, each moment to moment, what you're doing and what you're saying to the kids, because this is going to impact the values that they have later in life, whether or not they feel that they can get their needs met, whether or not they feel they can ask for their needs to be met, whether or not they feel if they communicate that someone will respond. These are all patterns and imprints that we're having on our children so early in life. So think about how you want your child to be as an adult, and then work out what strategies and what behaviors, what language you need to use when they are tiny babies from that first day you bring them home and even in the womb. Because those behaviors that you are exhibiting to them are all going to be stored in their subconscious somewhere.